Good morning. I am Steve Weber. Welcome to the American Gumption Morning Show. Hey, today is Friday, April 30th, the end of April. Tomorrow is May 1st. And so we start a new month, and we start the second third of the year. So 4 months down, right? 8 months to go. So exactly 1/3 of the way through. And today's show 165. Just kind of from a numbers point of view, I did 100 shows in the first 5 months. And then I said, you know what, that's like a pace that's just a little bit more than I feel like I can comfortably, sustain on a regular basis. So I said, I'm going to do 200 shows in 12 months for year 2021. And so if you figure 200 shows, that means I need to do 100 shows in 6 months, and I'm 65, shows into it through the first 4 months. So I guess that I'm explaining a bunch of numbers that probably doesn't make any sense. Anyway, if it's 1/3 of the year, I would have had to do 166, and I did 106, or I did 66. I had to do 66, and I did 65 shows since the beginning of the year. So right on schedule for the doing 200 shows this year. So feeling good about that. So anyway, we're like I said, 1/3 of the way through the year, right? 4 months down. All righty. So today is 165 show, Friday, April 30th. No guest today. It's going to be a short show. I'm going to give you a Gumption Vision update. And I'll explain what that is in just a minute. But basically, I'm just going to kind of update you where my thinking is as far as what the whole big picture of the Gumption Vision is all about, and where I see myself going really in the next, really for the next couple of years. You want to plan this thing out. You don't want to just make a short-term plan. But basically, it's kind of a blueprint for me, to really start taking action and moving forward in the next, the next 6 months. So that's what the Gumption Vision update is all about. That'll be coming up in just a minute. Now, I haven't had a lot of momentum going. I didn't do a show yesterday because I just didn't have a guest, and I woke up and I wasn't inspired in terms of what I was going to talk about. So anyway, but today I feel inspired because I want to give you that update. And then I also have my calendar filling up nicely. So May's going to be a busy month. We could do 20 shows in May, and we could have guests, on every one of those shows. So anyway, next week I've got Tuesday, and this is still tentative, but looks pretty good. Heather Holmes on Tuesday. Wednesday is Tamara Fleming. Thursday is Gwen Peterson. Friday is Victoria Reynolds. And I might have a show. I think I'm going to do a show Monday, and I think I have a guest for Monday, but I don't have it confirmed, so I won't say it. But so anyway, probably going to do 5 shows next week, and just keep this momentum going, as that was my monologue last Wednesday. The last show I did Wednesday, 2 days ago. All right, now, so today's monologue is going to be the that's not what I wanted to do. I want to do this, and then I want to put the Gumption Vision update. There it is, Gumption Vision update. That is our monologue for today. So let's go ahead and just jump into that. I already did do what's happening next week. So yeah. So let's go ahead and just jump into the monologue for the Gumption Vision update. All righty. So what I have is a new vision map, and I'm going to actually go ahead and share my screen right away. And that'll allow me to, go ahead and just talk about what I want to talk about. I think I'll put myself in the large version of it. Let's see. There we go. And let's put me. There we go. Let's do it that way. All right. So I think you can see that okay. And so basically that's what this is, the Gumption Vision update. Now, what I'm going to do, here we go. So I made a mind map yesterday, and it's been over a year since I really did a kind of the vision of what Gumption, American Gumption was going to be. And, I had been trying to update that for the last couple of months, not really trying, but I've been thinking I wanted to update it for the last couple of months. And for whatever reason, I wasn't inspired to do it. And, then the trip across America came up, and that kind of, took my energy in terms of planning that and thinking it. But at any rate, yesterday, I just finally sat down, opened up Lucid Chart. That's what I use to create these mind maps or these charts, flow charts. And I just started, filling it in. It took me less than an hour. It took me about 45 minutes and boom, more or less had it, nailed down. I'm going to magnify this and so you can see a little better. But basically, I just wanted to kind of show you the big picture of what it's all about. Here, I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and just put it in this bigger vision. There we go. And now you can kind of at least see the main things. And so right in the middle, I have Steve Weber Gumption, and then I have the American Gumption Project over in the upper right-hand corner, and then Brand Ambassador in the lower right-hand corner. And those are really the two big projects that I've been working and focusing my energy on the last year. And I even had American Gumption in the center portion when I started yesterday, and I realized that I needed to, include some other big things. And so over on the left side, I have speaker, author, and consulting. And I'll just say that, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out because it kind of shows, this is from a professional point of view where I see myself and the American Gumption Project and the whole gumption speaking gump last 10 years, what it's being evolved into. And so anyway, the two on the right side, American Gumption and Brand Ambassador, they are really the things I've been focused on the last 2 years. And I wasn't quite sure how all the things on the left side fit into it, but I got some pretty good clarity yesterday. And so I'm going to go through all 5 of these in an expanded view and just sort of let you see what I'm thinking. So we're going to start at the upper right-hand corner, the American Gumption Project. I've talked about this already, but here it is blown up. You can see the American Gumption Project, and then it has the 3 shows, the American Gumption Morning Show, which is what this current show is. And I expect that as I actually go out on the road, it'll evolve into something slightly different, probably not called the American Gumption Morning Show, maybe the American Gumption Daily Show, or just the American Gumption, broadcast or podcast. I'm not sure what it's going to be called, but I expect this will evolve into something else. The second one, the middle one, is the American Gumption Interview, or what I'm calling We the People. And this is really a production video where I actually interview something kind of like a 60 minutes style of interview, probably like a 22-minute interview, produced version that could be fit into a 30-minute time slot on some kind of a broadcast, channel. And then the virtual reality, which would be the same length, but it would be more outtakes from the American Gumption Morning Show and the American Gumption Interview, We the People show. And then travel, just traveling around. So more of a virtual reality or travelogue. So those are the 3 shows that I have. And I'm not going to say much more about them because I've talked about those. The one thing I didn't add before, and I'm adding here, is the product sales. American Gumption t-shirts, American Gumption sweatshirts. That's a real possibility in terms of, putting that together and having that be sold as part of these shows. And so I included that there. Product sales, it could be coffee cups or whatever, but American Gumption. So that's the idea there. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and move on. And again, that was the upper right-hand corner that I just showed you. Now let's move down to the lower right corner, the Brand Ambassador. What are we calling it? A major piece, the lower right-hand corner. That's what we're calling it. Here it is. So I see 1 or 2 primary sponsors. And I really feel like this has gotten some clarity around it because I had a whole bunch of ideas for sponsorship, but I feel like I'm going to break it into what I call referral brands that I work with, which is more of like an advertising type of thing. I can explain that a little better. But then the primary sponsors would be somebody that I'm actually really doing, long-term committed work to. So RV is obviously the most obvious one. If I partner with some type of an RV brand or dealership, and so that looks like I still think that that's probably what's going to happen, and I see them as the primary sponsor of this whole thing. And then it could be some kind of a technology or other, could be a secondary primary sponsor. And there could even be a third one, but let's just keep it simple, a couple for right now. Then after that, looking down, from the top down, there's what I'm calling referrals, and where that's really where I'm promoting them. And these are things that would be more like residual income type opportunities for me, as a brand, because I'm basically going to be, promoting their brands, and I would be compensated on the amount of people who trust my word and go ahead and use it. So the simplest one over on the right is affiliate partners, and that would be like a technology thing, like StreamYard. If I say, hey, here's what I use, StreamYard, and I have a page full of different links of different recommendations, like broadcasting or Lucidchart, the mind mapping type of brand. All those technology companies have what they call referral links. And so, you as the subscriber or you as the consumer, don't pay any more for it. But if I promote those brands in a way that makes sense for me to do it, then that's great. Now, over on the left side, special partners, that would be, and I've got two companies specifically that I had in there, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep them anonymous for right now. And these are companies that I have relationships with, and I have an opportunity to, do some special things with in terms of promoting their brand. And then again, being kind of like an affiliate partner with them, but, again, would be more of a long-term thing. And the difference between what I'm calling over on the right, the affiliate partners, and the special partners, is that the special partners, I really do have a relationship directly with the people involved in the company, whereas the affiliate partners are just brands that I use, but I don't necessarily have any special connection to them other than the fact that I use their products and recommend them. So that's how I'm thinking. And then, so these primary sponsors, these would be companies that I really have something long-term and ongoing with, and I'm actually doing promotional work and actually doing work, on the ground, meeting with their people, doing different types of things, which we can get into at another time. And then whereas the special partners is more like, more just promoting their products. So that's what I see as the difference. All right, so let's keep going forward with this then. And again here, so we covered the upper right, and we covered the lower right side. Now let's go over to the left side, and I'll just say that the two on the right, again, were the last couple of years. They were the work that I've been doing with the American Gumption really was birthed in 2019, 2018. 2018, 19. I'm confused on when I did it all, but no, 2019. Yeah, 2019, July is when I really announced it. And so it's been not even 2 years ago. All right. Now let's go ahead and to the upper left is the speaker. And this is really what I did the last 10 years. And so I had, speaker was what I was trying to really do, but now I'm going to make this really simple. I'm going to say, I'm going to be able to go and do my keynote presentation, and the keynote presentation is going to be Live Your Life with Gumption. And I might do a couple versions of Live Your Life with Gumption, but that's going to essentially be it. And these are going to be kind of like but organizations that would like me to appear and do something and do a keynote at a conference. Conferences are going to be starting back up again. I was doing that for the better part of 10 years. And obviously the last 2 years haven't done much of that. Nobody's done any of that. The other thing is bench skits. And that's where you have Gump sitting on the bench with a group, and you're actually, doing something that's going to promote a specific idea. So the keynote along with the bench skit could really be a nice way to interact with a group during their multi-day conference. So that's what this is really all about. But I love this because it's just simple and clean. It's like, okay, I got a keynote, here it is, and I can do your skit. Great. This is what I'm doing. All right. And I had tried a lot of different versions of that over the last several years. And so feeling like it's like, oh, this is just a simple offering feels good to me. All right, now let's move down to the author part. Gosh, I have written the Gumption book and the life lessons from the movie multiple different times. I have several different manuscripts of those books ready to go. And each and every time I went to really try to publish them, something stopped me and it never quite felt right. And I think when I was out in California during my drive across America, and I was in Southern California, and I was visiting with Victoria Reynolds, who will be our guest next Friday, 1 week from today. I was talking to Victoria about that, and the idea of the book Being Gump just came out. She really was the one who maybe said it, but I was almost thinking it simultaneously. And really, that's more of my own story, and it really describes what the 15 years of sitting on the bench being Forrest Gump was like all about. And like maybe it's Being Gump, lessons learned from sitting on the bench. That feels like the book that really needs to be the very first one. And then the life lessons from the movie, which several versions of that have already been written and are sitting there in manuscript form. They would be natural follow-up ones. And then, the live your life with gumption, function with gumption, spiritual gumption, business gumption, romantic gumption. It could be like a kind of like a chicken soup for the soul series of gumption, different books. And those ideas have all been, played with over the last couple of years. And so I have all these ideas ready to go. So just putting this author block here, let's just move on, putting that author block right there, boom, suddenly it feels like, oh, I can go forward with this. And the speaking part above it, very good. Now the last lower left corner, I added that as kind of a, another project thing that I could do for an organization. And I'm calling it consulting as opposed to coaching. I don't think of myself as a coach, although, part of what I do would be coaching, but it's not traditional coaching the way that many, life coaches and people that are working in that space right now who have courses and that sort of thing. I don't see myself that way. I see these more as like projects helping organizations. And so the Change by Gumption is something that is part of the Speaking Gump website right now. It just needs to be updated a little bit, but that's really ready to go. And basically that's where an organization has some kind of a major change initiative, and they want to, they want to sell the program in some way to their employees to get everybody on board. And who better than Mr. Gump to come in and explain it. That's that conversation on the bench that you have with the CEO or some leader in the organization, and you get people to buy into whatever their change initiative is. So that's what I see as Change by Gumption. And then Strategic Gumption would really be more of a one-on-one. That would be where I work with an individual person who wants to do some mind mapping or wants to create a vision, a lot like the vision that I'm here. So I see Strategic Gumption as something that is where I could offer my skills to show these like this kind of graphical thing. So that's really all I wanted to do is go through that. The two on the right side, American Gumption Project, the 3 shows, and then the brand ambassador, really where I'm representing different organizations, promoting them, being a pitch man for them. But obviously, what do those organizations look like and represent, and does it fit in with the Gumption vision? And then, and those are the ideas of the last couple of years. And then the speaker and the authoring and writing books and consulting, those have been ideas I've been working on really for the better part of the last 10 years. And so suddenly I had this, let me change this screen real briefly. Suddenly I had this idea that, oh, this is it. Like I just threw it down on the piece of paper yesterday, and it seems to make a lot more sense. And I had very complicated charts from last year that necessarily didn't make a lot of sense. So I'm pretty pleased with this. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to show it today because I just did it yesterday. And I thought, gee, is this what I want to share with people right at the moment? Or do I want to think about it? And I went, you know what? I just want to go ahead and share it. And I call it version 1.0. I have the opportunity to change it and update it. So that may happen too. All righty. So, Bettina is checking in and she says, glad to have me back on a regular schedule. Yes, Bettina, I'm glad to be back on a regular schedule too. I was, it was a little discombobulated there, but that's okay because that was part of that reset that I spoke about on Wednesday's show, and that's all part of it. And then, let's see, we have Lorraine checking in, and she just says, good morning. She's from the UK. And Subhash Chandler, I'm thinking he's from India, and he's checking in. So yes, we have people all over the world being part of the show. All righty. Well, that's it. I just wanted to share that, the Steve Weber Gumption update. And again, it just feels pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and stop the sharing right now. It just feels like the type of thing that, it's easy to go forward. And each of those projects, each of those pieces, I'll need to work with other people. I'll need to work with other co-creators in order to make that all happen. Partnerships and alliances and, publishers and, speakers bureaus. And so I need to put a lot of different pieces in place, partnerships and alliances that aren't necessarily in place today, but suddenly I really feel like I have a pretty good vision of how that could all work. So, all righty. Well, that's it. It's only, 10:22, but that's okay. I said I was going to be brief. I'm going to get out of here. Have a great weekend, everybody. I do plan to be here Monday. And then next week I have guest on Tuesday, Heather Holmes. That's tentative, but looks pretty good. Wednesday is Tamara Fleming. Thursday is Gwen Peterson of the Spiritual Communities Network, and Victoria Reynolds, who gave me the idea of Being Gump is the first book. And we were just gonna, it sort of came out together. She helped me co-create that idea. So, but I want to give her the credit for that. So, and she is the Fearless and Free, and she broadcasts also on Spirituality Gone Wild. So that's what's happening next week, and maybe a guest on Monday too. So we're going to see. Alrighty. Have a great day, or have a great weekend, everybody. It's gorgeous weather out here in the east. Well, it's actually a little breezy, but cool. It's not. It was warm the last couple of days. I got to just share this. It was really warm. We opened up the windows, and it was actually kind of muggy. And then overnight, it was even muggy. The windows were all open. And then this morning, something happened. The wind came through and it got clear, crystal clear blue skies, but it cooled off a little bit. The windows were still open, but it was really blowing, and the humidity dropped, and it was just a beautiful spring kind of a feeling where, the windows are open, you're getting fresh air, and, suddenly it's a little bit cooler than it had been because you were in a t-shirt, and suddenly it's oh gosh, I gotta close the amount of window that's being open. Anyway, it just feels great because we're outdoors again, and we're feeling good, and we're feeling healthy. All righty. Well, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Have a nice weekend, everybody.